Good evening, Admiral Subedar, Admiral Nadkarni, for giving me a chance to speak on this, to give a chance to Bharat Forge to speak in IMF today. I know I'm in a very tight spot when everybody was thinking everything is over and I have just cropped up. But I assure you I'll not take much time and I'll just run through my slides. And in case there is any doubt or any clarifications, that can be taken care later on by me through anybody, any questions. Now, it has been said that futuristic technologies have been spoken of since morning. But I feel before we go into the future, we must look back. And if you see 20 years back, all these gadgets were there. And where are we today? As of now, all these gadgets, computing, everything is now in our mobile. And it is also said that NASA in 1960, when they shot the satellites in the space, that time the type of computing power which was available is now available in the mobile. And that is the type of futuristic technologies on which we are heading towards. Now, this is where is the further, like what people have spoken about, lots on AI and other type of things. What is driving the whole technologies on this is that, again, on the computing power plus on the artificial intelligence. If you see the graph which is shown here, by 2030, the type of intelligence which will get built up will be to the tune of almost about 2,000 plus human-sized brains, what we should be able to assess on that. So this is where the trend is moving. Now, I'll not go in more details. Earlier, it was more on a linear technologies, but now it's on exponential technologies on which we are moving on. This is the type of picture which I want to depict on the internet, where it is said that wherever the internet is the most widespread in the various countries, there the economy is booming. And if you see, India is also one of the economies just because internet is actually booming. And this is leading to the future technologies because all the connectivities are available and information is available readily now. Here, parallelly, futuristic technologies are moving towards the sensors. Actually, if you see earlier cameras and the type of sensors what are there, now everything is available on the glasses, and by click I don't need to remember anything. All information is available to me, and this is what is the factual things which are there. And in case somebody doesn't use the specs, then there are contact lenses also available, which can give you the complete information in the net what is available on that. Now, what is happening is, like morning, it was said that if you have an idea, the things will change. That's why if you see the idea, and all these companies are $1 billion unicorns which have been created just based on ideas. And that's how the trends are moving on. How are things moving towards the products? Now, all these technologies are actually getting converged together, and all these technologies have already been spoken of in enough just because of the previous slides what I covered up, and that is what is enabling huge success in the robotics, on artificial intelligence, on various sensors and networks. How does it impact the defense? Now, in the defense, again, I see there is some sort of repetition which is there, and why we are trending on this is because even at Bharat Forge, our focus is basically with the futuristic technologies moving, which are the weapons and the systems which we should look into. So these are the weapons, what is our focus area also, and works are happening on that. Now, this is also affecting the total modern naval warfare now. That's why when we talk about network-centric warfare, it is both at the land, at the surface, and also on the undersurface. We are also working on lots of underwater systems, which I'll be covering in my slides later on, also on the communication networks, and everything is going to get connected as we move forward on this. Also, if you see the latest evolving geopolitical outlook now, this self-reliant, it is not only in India, because we make all types of ammunitions. Earlier we used to supply, but now all countries are asking us to create the ammunition facilities in their countries. Like Make in India, they are asking for, and as I am talking about Central Asia republics, we are talking about with the various countries on that. So this, because of this present Ukraine-Russia war, people have realized, and there is a type of thought process which is going on. But At Bharat Forge, we had this Make in India. Before this Atmanirbhar and Make in India came, it was vision of our chairman that we were working on the same lines, and that's why we had a first mover advantage. At this stage, we make all types of ammunition from 30 mm to 155 mm. Now, this is what is the self-reliance. Because of previous factors, everybody is talking about self-reliance, and these are the global factors plus the technology factors, which is now enabling us to get into a self-reliance on the defense technologies. This is Atmanirbharta total, what has been spoken of. I was in the last week, I was in Swavlamban. I had a talk there and I was a speaker. And I realized because 75 challenges which were imposed during the Swavlamban, in fact, our Honorable Raksha Mantri also said that if there were 75 challenges, how it is possible that all 75 challenges got cleared within a year? So it is that same persons, everything is same. What is the difference? I analyzed at my end because I realized there were some small startups who were part of the 75 initiatives which were given. They said that even QRs, whatever they found, there is a change in QRs required because NII was also part of the problem and part of the system. QRs were changed at the run. I think that type of infrastructure, if comes in, systems development will become very easy for all the bigger programs also. Now, these are the other things which I'm sure it is already covered up, and I'll not go more detail on that. This is where the various, as a ecosystem now exists on which we are all working on. Now, this slide I like to develop upon. Like morning, it was discussed on Swavlamban, on MSMEs, working, etc. But actually, if you see in the existing infrastructure also, all bigger companies have this type of structures already available. There is an ecosystem available. Now only what is required is the connector from the technologies which are being developed by MSMEs to scale it up for the facilities which are already available, both in Kalyani Group, in Tatas, in L&Ts, Ashok Leyland, Mahindra, like you see. All these systems are already available. We need to only connect it up to bring it together, which is already happening. Now, just to give you a snapshot of what we are doing at Bharat Forge. Now, like I said, at Bharat Forge, our endeavor was that we work in a very different model than other companies. Here, we believe in making systems and then going to the market, and system business will follow. It is very difficult, and many people question us that, how it's in defense, it's very difficult, but somehow things have worked for us, and that's why we continue with the same model. With that model, if you see, first we made about 6 variants of artillery guns. Now here also it is not that Bharat Forge didn't face any difficulty. When we made our first artillery gun, when we asked for I'm talking about 8 to 10 years, for ranges to do the firing, it was refused. But we didn't stop. We took the gun, took it to US, did firing there, made a video, came back here, all the policies got changed thereafter. So this is the type of attempt which happened once a private company that gets into the system on this. Now here we are metallurgically very strong. There's a stronger R&D. Now we have already created about 6 variants, but here also things were difficult. We got first an export order, huge order, about $155 million, and thereafter Indian orders have started following now. Now with this, with the artillery system, now we are graduating to the naval systems now. Naval guns, like I mentioned in the morning, SRGM gun barrel, which is being supplied as a standard fit by BHEL, barrel is still being imported. We have taken on that challenge on ourselves that we will indigenize that barrel. And based on that, CNS and Vice Chief, when they visited us, they saw our capabilities. We said that we can take on a complete gun. So SRGM has come under Make 1 now, and we are going to take it on. Secondly, the 127mm naval gun, which is there, we are also pitching for that because we have the wherewithal available. There are certain difference what is available in the naval systems versus artillery, which we are already aware about, automatic feeding system, etc. That is all being taken care of, coating and other things. Also, we are into 30mm naval guns. Like what we saw in all the presentations generally, the fight is a minimum component as of now, which to the tune of 50%. This is where we are pitching in so that ratio can go further higher. Plus, there are many other systems what we are already working on, combat systems and other things, which I will not dwell more on that. Now to talk about mainly on the unmanned systems. Now there are various programs which we have taken on ourselves under Make 2 at our own investment. It's almost to the tune of 3 million euros what we are spending for development of 10 prototypes of expendable underwater targets and also for mobile target emulator. Now why? When we are also into torpedoes, sir. So in the torpedoes homing head existing Set 65E and Test 71ME, we are in the process to upgrade the homing heads. There is a larger inventory. But the Navy was kind enough, when we modified the homing head, we took it for the trials. There was a submarine which has to float as a target, which we feel is a huge wastage of time and efforts and the money wise also. That's how these programs which are coming in now are being underdeveloped, and shortly we will be putting them for the trials with the Navy. With our capability on that, recently we got an emergency order on mine reconnaissance AUV. There are 6 systems which are to be developed, and thereafter we are expecting larger numbers on that. Now, morning also somebody spoke about underwater ranges, and underwater ranges as of now, like all ships, they go for signature mapping. Actually, if you ask me, the way technology is going on, it is not required now. Now, there is an AUV mag, what we are talking about, where you just take the ship slightly outside. With this type of AUV, you can do the complete signature mapping. In fact, what we have realized is doing a signature mapping using this is more closer to than what we do in underwater ranges as of now. Because in underwater ranges, sensors are on a much deeper way, and there's an extrapolation which is being done. Whereas in this case, you go just below 6 meters, an actual magnetic signature of a ship is more realistic to the depth what we are talking about. Torpedoes, I said, now actually Bharat Forge is becoming as a private torpedo hub, and again Navy was kind enough because we supply all types of MR kits, and also now NADs, there is a reduction. There is no new induction being taken place, and private companies are given a chance to do the MR services also. So that is the type of things what we have. The moment we got into homing head, now we got into Test 71ME, then there is a universal homing head Navy is looking for. So all those things are at various stages of development in Bharat Forge. Now on the unmanned side, though I am not covering up my all larger spectra of on marine side, but just to inform you, on Bharat Forge intent, sir, is very clear that in fact BAE Burrow, UK, which used to make a complete submarine, the whole plant has been acquired by us. So with an intent to get into midjet or other submarines along with the shipyards. So that type of investment has taken place on the marine side, on our side. And with the underwater systems, plus we are also into gas turbines and gas turbine generators, like what was spoken of. Wherever the huge gap areas are there, we are playing a very major role on that. I'll not be able to dwell more on that at this stage. Unmanned turrets, also these are the programs which are already order on us, and because these are multiple gun, 30mm, 12.7, 7.62, and they are on various vehicles. Like I showed in my previous slides, we are also into all types of combat vehicles. Unmanned ground vehicles, these are the, again, all basically technologies. We believe in developing the technologies and then clubbing that together to make the systems. Like in the autonomous technologies, then auto tracking, all those things are already there. Also on the remote weapons stations, we build it up, and as of now, the Army is in a need of about 702 numbers, what has been, and we have already done trials at various terrains on for this to get it cleared. Also, we are into UAVs, etc. I'll not go into more details. Recently, I was in Kochi. We did the trials of, this is a buoyancy gliders. So where, it is to the range of 1,000 meters depth we are talking about, and an endurance of 45 days. And it can be used for multiple applications, also for acoustics and also for general oceanographic data parameters. Plus, we are also into sea pickets and option on these things. That's all from my side, sir. I hope I have not taken much time, sir.
Thank you, Commodore Sharma. May I request President to give a small token from the IMF.